Story. Welcome to Afro Tales by Debbie, where story comes alive and wisdom never fails. Let's begin today's tale. Kemi was only 8 years old, the only daughter of wealthy parents, Chief Kolade, a businessman, and Madam Anjola, a glamorous socialite. Their mansion in Lekki was filled with luxury, but inside, their daughter's childhood was filled with pain. Her parents were always busy. Grace would take care of her, Madam Anjola would say as she rushed to the airport. Grace, the nanny. To outsiders, Grace was calm, respectful, and dutiful. But behind closed doors, when no one was watching, she was a nightmare. The moment the parents of Kemi drove away, Grace's mask would drop. She would sit in the living room with a large plate of steaming rice and stew, eating noisily, while Kemi sat nearby, her small stomach growling. "You want food?" Grace mocked, scooping another spoonful. "Children like you don't deserve food. Your parents left you here because you are a problem." Kemi's eyes filled with tears. Sometimes she begged, "Auntie Grace, please, I'm hungry." Instead of pity, Grace would burst into cruel laughter. "So you have mouth to beg? Kneel down there, hands up." If Kemi hesitated, Grace would lash her with a belt until her arms trembled in the air. Then she would return to her food, chewing slowly, deliberately, as Kemi kept crying while kneeling down. Grace treated Kemi less like a child and more like a servant. "Clean the whole house," she begged one Saturday morning. The mansion was huge, 2 living rooms, 5 bedrooms, 3 floors that stretched endlessly. Kemi struggled with a mop taller than her little arms aching. Grace lounged at the sofa, flipping through TV channels. "Faster!" Grace shouted. "Lazy child, you live in a big house but you are useless." If Kemi dared to pause or ask for rest, Grace would leap up, grab her hair, and twist it until she screamed. "No food for you today," she spat. And she meant it. Kemi sometimes went to bed with nothing but water in her stomach. When Kemi's parents returned from trips, they noticed bruises on their daughter's arms, welts on her back. "Kemi, what happened?" Chief Kolade asked, once concerned. Before Kemi could open her mouth, Grace rushed forward, hands on her head like a sorrowful mother. "Ah, Oga, it's my fault oh. I gave her banana yesterday. She threw the peel on the floor and slipped. I warned her." Madam Anjola sighed and shook her head. "Kemi, how many times will you stop being careless?" Kemi looked down, her lips trembling. Grace's eyes burned into her, a silent warning. "Speak and you will suffer." And so, the wicked nanny remained untouchable. One hot afternoon, Grace finally pushed things too far. She had eaten a large plate of fried rice and chicken, leaving only scraps on the plate. She dropped it in front of Kemi. "Eat this, that's what you deserve." Hungry and weak, Kemi picked at the cold, oily rice. Grace snurred. "After eating, clean this whole mansion. Every corner must shine. Kemi's small hands trembled around the mop as she tried to obey. After a while, her voice, weak and shaky, whispered, "Auntie Grace, I'm tired. I feel weak." Grace froze. Slowly, she put down the remote and rose from the chair. Her voice was low and dangerous. "What did you just say?" "I'm weak," Kemi repeated, her eyes watery. With sudden fury, Grace stormed across the room. "You dare to talk back to me?" Before Kemi could move, Grace pushed her violently. Kemi's small body flew against the wall. The back of her head hit with a sickening thud. Then her body crumpled to the floor. "Kemi! Kemi!" Grace shouted, suddenly panicked. She rushed to the child, shaking her. But Kemi's eyes were closed. Her chest barely moved. Grace's hand shook. What have I done? When Chief Kolade and Madam Anjola returned hours later, Grace had already prepared her story. She met them at the door crying crocodile tears. "Madam, Oga, Kemi was running in the house. She slipped and hit her head on the wall. I told her to be careful." They rushed inside to find Kemi lying unconscious on the bed, her head bandaged poorly by Grace. Madam Anjola screamed. Chief Kolade carried his daughter in his arms, rushing her to the hospital. Grace followed, her face twisted in fake sorrow. But inside her heart, fear was boiling. She prayed silently, "Please, don't let the child wake up and speak the truth." Thank you guys for watching this story. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell. Bye.